Hello and welcome back to another week of Honours Life. You may notice that I'm in a completely different place to what I was last week and the week before that, and I'm standing up this time. So this week I got some more done on my project, which was mostly just fine-tuning how I found the inversion layer, because before the inversion layer was found through some kind of maths magic, which didn't make much physical sense. So now the code is much better physical grounding and actually gives out some errors for the estimates. So that's a vast improvement on what was the case. Some other stuff that happened this week: I went to a lecture by Dr. Philip Manning on dinosaurs and space shuttles. In it he talked about his work as a paleontologist, and particularly about a mummified dinosaur called Dakota that his team found some time ago, and gave some information to us about a recent find which has not been published, so I'll leave that one there. But it was a fantastic lecture, giving a good overview of what it's like to be a paleontologist and just the work they get up to. So for some real science this week, CERN has produced some more fascinating results with the Large Hadron Collider by observing the decay of a strange B meson. Now this decay is extraordinarily rare, happening only 4 times for every billion times you run the process. Now this has allowed physicists to work out what models are doing a good job of explaining particle physics and what models are doing a poor job of explaining particle physics. This strange B meson is of particular interest because it oscillates between its matter and antimatter state, so understanding how the B mesons work will help us understand why we have matter in the universe at all, because you would expect there to be a symmetry between matter and antimatter, so there should have been equal amounts of matter and equal amounts of antimatter, so it should have all annihilated with each other, producing light. But that obviously isn't the case, because we're made out of matter and observe many things that are made out of matter, so there must be some asymmetry in the model which says that you get more matter coming out and less antimatter coming out, so you end up with a universe comprised of matter. Now, branching out to some biology, the NOAA has discovered the first truly warm-blooded fish called the Moonfish. Now this fish uses its warm blood in a pretty cool way to heat its body. What scientists noticed was that the deoxygenated blood coming towards the gills was warmer than the oxygenated blood going away from the gills. This allows the fish to exploit a process known as countercurrent heating. So the warm blood that is going towards the gills is warming up the cold blood that's coming away from the gills. So this way the fish can keep its body nice and warm, and that gives it a greater survival advantage in its habitat, which is the deep ocean. So that's it for this week. Hopefully the coming week will prove to be just as interesting and just as, well, hopefully more productive. See you next week. I should show you the setup I've got going here. It's the masterful budget setup. So I'm standing in a garden and I'm using a sprinkler as my tripod. So you make do with what you have, I suppose.